the sun is just starting to climb up over the treetops. And it's gonna be a beautiful day, that's plain to see.
Welcome to Bill Dance Outdoors, America's most popular and longest running TV fishing show.
Now I've gone fishing with Bill Dance today.
With the spread of social media into nearly every aspect of our lives, folks have all sorts of avenues to use when trying to send our hosts their questions about this great sport. Fishing can be a challenge, and fishermen all across this great land and abroad will have questions. Well, Bill Dance enjoys sharing his knowledge of his favorite activity on his show. So, in this episode, some of this, some of that, he will try to answer as many as he can from a stack of questions about some of this and some of that.
Coming right at me. Whoa. I mean, that fish was coming. He didn't stop. He just came right at the boat. I mean, just right at the boat. Where are you going? Come here. Just smoked it right to the boat. He did. Howdy.
Okay, here's a question about moving water.
Why do creeks and rivers seem to be more productive during the dog days of summer than the larger impoundments?
Two key reasons. They neither stratify nor suffer oxygen depletion due to the mixing effect of the current. Now, something else that you might find interesting, bass tend to live longer in rivers than in lakes because of a more moderate temperature with lows and highs during the year.
Also, biologists have proven largemouth bass don't spawn in a current. Uh-oh, what do we got here?
Wow! Wow! Cut up there, Buster. Get my pliers on you, I think. There we go. Big old long worm. Gets all twisted around the hook, but they like it. They like it. Yeah, they do. Look at here. Oh boy, that fish bit like a big one. Yes, sir. No, backing up, feel better. What are we doing here? We'll do like the big boys and just swing you right in. Just swing you right in. Whoa. Howdy, howdy.
Bill Dance Outdoors is sponsored in part by Bass Pro Shops. Your adventure starts here. Rebel, catch fish anywhere. And by Mercury Marine, go boldly. Today's Conditions Log is brought to you by the heart of Florida's Emerald Coast. Discover the lure of Gulf-to-table seafood brought in daily by Florida's largest fishing fleet. Visit our website and download your free Gulf-to-table fishing and eating guide today.
One right there at the boat. What are you doing there, big boy? Oh, coming right up, almost on the ledge, right on the boat and hitting it. All right, you just calm down. Pretty little fish. Come here. Oh, threw my worm off. I'm using these offset shank round bend gamakatsu hooks. They do a real good job. They're a light wire hook. I mean, they're needle sharp. See, old boy. They using a 4/0 in this worm. That's a small diameter hook, and it ran a round bend, and it penetrates real quick. A good hook for that worm. Here's a good one.
When you refer to edges in a lake, what in the world are you referring to, and why are they so important?
The three most important edges in any body of water are the shorelines, the surface, and the bottom. Now, when cover, such as vegetation for instance, interacts with these primary edges, fishing is definitely enhanced.
Speaking of vegetation, here's a good question about it. What makes vegetation so attractive and appealing to a bass? Well, if you're referring to grassy type vegetation, well, it produces oxygen, provides absolute security, attracts food, purifies water, creates better visibility and water quality. It also provides shade, and finally, it produces an edge to which bass and other living things gravitate to. Now, I'd say that's a pretty good place to fish, wouldn't you?
That little rascal right there felt like a runaway dump truck when he hit it. Buddy, you felt like a mule when you hit that bait. He strip line and cut out like... I'll tell you one thing. That little fish that he gotten off, I would have told you I lost a big one. I'm telling you, he was full of it.
Here's another doggone good one. We catch bass quite well most afternoons along areas of matted vegetation, but go back the following morning with zero results. What gives?
Dense aquatic vegetation shades the water beneath and slows the warming from the hot sun. But the oxygen the plants produce during the day uses that oxygen at night. Now, the bass you're finding there in the afternoon, more than likely, will not be biting there the next morning because the heavy, thick vegetation depleted most of the DO or dissolved oxygen overnight. Now, you might consider fishing a slow presentation bait out a good distance in front of it. I've done well doing that.
Mr. Tuffy. That big old hunky bunk right there. That a nice one. Yeah. Okay, baby. Howdy. Let's go, baby.
Today's show is sponsored in part by Quantum Rods and Reels. Outsmart, Outfish, outlast. Mystic Lubricants, lubrication domination. And Tracker Boats, fish the finest. Today's equipment log is brought to you in part by Fish Defunk. It keeps your hands scent-free and clean so fish can't smell you. Use Fish Defunk unscented while fishing and Fish Defunk scented after fishing to remove all odors. Today's show is sponsored in part by Stren, the standard of dependability since 1958. Fish Defunk, kill the stink. And Garmin, fight your fish, not your fish finder.
Coming right at me. Whoa. I mean, that fish was coming. He didn't stop. He just came right at the boat. Come here. Just smoked it right to the boat. Yeah, he did. Howdy.
Okay, let me show and tell you about the bait that we're using today.
This lure has it all. Salt, 8-up scent, looks plump like a huge worm, many fish attracting colors to choose from, and they come in 4 fish catching sizes ranging from 4 to 12 inches. And the distinctive squirming tail attracts bass in a mighty big way.
You know, I'll tell you what I'm doing. I established a depth of about 5 to 8 feet, 6 to 8. And what I'm trying to do is maintain that depth. I'm forgetting about 2 to 4, 10 to 12. I'm just concentrating on 6 to 8, and I'm working that contour. I'm relying on my graph right here, and I'm maintaining a depth with this boat of 6 to 8 feet. I'm following a contour. Whatever the contour does, sometimes it goes right in against the bank, sometimes I'm 10 feet off the bank, sometimes I'm 30 yards off the bank, but I'm maintaining that contour. Whoa, he pulled that line. You got it too, didn't you? All right, Bubba. Toodaloo. See ya. Hey, pump that air. You gonna jump? Jump. Goodbye.
Bill, I live in Georgia, and I'm thinking about taking a week's vacation to Florida in search of a 10-pound bass. What month would you suggest? January, February, or March?
How about July? I know that's hard to believe, but bass are at their biggest in the summer, not spring. Bass perform at their peak metabolic rate when the water is warm, taking in more food.
Now, the existing world record largemouth was caught in June in Georgia, and the world record smallmouth in July in Tennessee.
It's true, many fishermen catch their biggest bass in the spring, but that's because
they're more than likely fishing the same place the fish are moving about. Coves, flats, creek arms, and so forth. No doubt, many 6 and 8 pounders are caught during the spring. But if it's a show enough big ones that you're after, what you want to do is think summertime.
My biggest smallmouth was caught in late June out of Pickwick Lake near Savannah, Tennessee, which weighed 8 1/4 pounds. And my second biggest largemouth, a 13 1/2 pounder, was caught in August in a 40-acre watershed lake in West Tennessee. My biggest bass that I ever caught weighed 14 1 ounce, and it was caught out of a 200-acre watershed lake in West Tennessee. But this big one was caught in March.
The Bill Dance Question and Answer of the Week is brought to you by Mystic Lubricants and their complete line of JT4 marine products. A full line of products for your full line of pursuits. Visit mysticlube.com today.
Do shallow water fish stop biting when there's an east wind? Oh, there's that saying, wind out of the east, fish bite the least. But the direction of the wind doesn't directly affect fish. I've caught fish in the wind from all directions. It has more to do with a change in the barometric pressure than the wind. By the way, a strong north or east wind usually does mean a change in the pressure and in turn, fish behavior.
Today's show is sponsored in part by Millennium Marine, a new class of comfort. And Motor Guide, trolling motors engineered for anglers. Closed captioning is provided by Bill Dance Digital. Follow us. Today's product tip is brought to you by Garmin and their GPS map series, chart plotter sonar combos. With advanced sonar technology like Chirp and exclusive Panoptix all-seeing sonar, you'll spend less time finding your fish.
No, that's not an antenna. It's my power pole micro anchor that holds boats or anchors boats up to 17 feet or 1,500 pounds, which is perfect for this rig. The all-electric micro drives the spike up to 8 feet deep and comes with 2 remote controls. And since it's made by the good folks at Power Pole, it has the same fast deployment and silent operation and unbelievable holding power.
If you're looking for the latest fishing information and tips, be sure to check out the free Bill Dance mobile app, available for both iOS and Android users.
Uh-oh, there he is. Woo! Oh, big boy. Come on. He's so big you can't even jump. Come on. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Long wind, don't blow out of the boat. Oh. Oh. Woo! What a house. What a house. Yes, sir. Yee! Pretty baby. Yes, sirree. What a good one. Woo, what a nice one. Okay. Let you get back on that ledge. Bye-bye. Woo!
Now here's one about downsizing. When should you downsize your lure or offering when bass fishing? Well, the best times to downsize your offering are during cold water periods, on heavily pressured lakes, in extremely clear water, during the early season, on bodies of water with small fish, after major weather changes, during inactive periods.
barely hooked in the corner of the mouth. Wow. Look at that big old fat fish. Woo! Boy. See ya. Boy. Boom. And there he goes. You know, I wonder what's running through their mind after they hit this thing. Set the hook on and fight them. Bring them up and they look at you and they say, what in the world is that? Then you release them and they swim off. What in the world just happened? It's got to be a wild experience. Okay. Here's a question that we have answered before, but it's worth answering again.
What does the term rhythm in a topwater bait mean?
Rhythm is determined by the length of the jerk or pull and the length of the pause.
It's amplified by how loud or how quiet the bait is on the water. And of all the rhythms, research shows a stop-and-go rhythm is perceived by a bass as more like the action of living prey.
Well, there you have it. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. Hope you've enjoyed some of the questions we've answered today. If you have, send us some more. Until next time, have fun fishing and catch one for me on one of these Bass Pro Shop squirming worms. They're mighty good. See ya.
Thanks for watching Bill Dance Outdoors. Join us here again next week.
Now I've gone fishing with Bill Dance today.